Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Ernie Gonzalez, an online product specialist for Alienware, and today we are going to review the new Alienware Aurora R11. This beast of a gaming rig is receiving a performance-first update. Alienware is pushing performance to all new levels with the introduction of Intel's 10th gen processors and an Alienware-first liquid-cooled graphics solution. I've got the Aurora R11 model with a liquid-cooled 10-core Intel i9 10900K CPU, a liquid-cooled NVIDIA RTX 2080 supercard, 32 GB of HyperX DDR4 XMP memory, and a 1TB PCIe M.2 SSD. For network connectivity, it's got killer Ethernet, Wi-Fi 6, and Bluetooth 5.1. I've got the Aurora R11 paired with the stunning Alienware 27-inch gaming monitor, the AW2720HF, with 240Hz refresh rates and crisp high-definition display featuring FreeSync or G-Sync technologies. The new Alien FX RGB LED lighting adds an instant iconic look to the Aurora while letting you customize using Alienware Command Center. For the lunar light option, they have added a new front-facing lighting ring that is unmistakably unique to the Alienware language. While we are focused on the front here, let's talk ports. The front features 3 Type-A USB 3.2 ports, 1 Type-C USB 3.2 port with PowerShare technology, as well as 1 headphone line-out port and microphone or line-in port. The rear ports feature SPDIF digital output coaxial, a SPDIF digital output toslink port, RJ45 Ethernet port, 6 Type-A USB 2.0 ports, 4 Type-A USB 3.2 ports, 1 Type-C USB 3.2 with PowerShare technology port, and a plethora of audio surround sound ports. Once inside, the Aurora features a 1000 watt PSU, which is another first for the gaming desktop. Talking about Alienware first, let's take a look at the all-new liquid-cooled NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 supercard, branded the Rad Card. Our partners at Asetek really hit this one out of the park. From its innovative PCIe-mounted heat exchanger and smart fan blower design, the Rad Card not only solves for liquid cooling solutions in a tight space, it runs cooler and quieter than air. Plus, it looks pretty sleek if you ask me. But let's talk about what we all want to know. Performance. Let's start with airflow. The Aurora's updated design ensures airflow moves more fluid and efficiently to decrease temps at the voltage regulator by up to 8% compared to its predecessor. Lower temps and more efficient airflow increases performance and maintains stability to keep you going cool for those long marathon gaming sessions. Here we are tossing Cinebench and Gears Tactics at the new Intel i9 10900K processor, and it handles everything from gaming to multitasking with ease. Paired with NVIDIA's RTX 2080 Super and topped with liquid-cooled solutions for both, Alienware stops at nothing to deliver quality any performance enthusiasts out there can lust for. The Alienware Aurora R11 is that new powerhouse on the block. With its refresh including Intel's 10th gen processors, liquid-cooled NVIDIA RTX 2080 Super, and 32 gigs of HyperX XMP memory, this beast will make a believer out of anyone. With no lack of power and a thirst for performance with cooling to match, what more is there to say? The Aurora is here to stay. Well, thank you guys for tuning into the Alienware YouTube channel. I'm Ernie Gonzalez, and I hope you enjoyed my latest piece of content featuring the new Aurora R11 by Alienware. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ding that bell. Drop me a comment down below. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace!
Meet the 10th gen Trident series gaming desktops. The console-sized powerhouses are the perfect solution for gamers on the go who want the best performance at any occasion. The Trident series are powered by the latest Intel Core processors with a 30% boost in performance, making sure you can enjoy gaming and multitasking at the highest performance. The Trident series are also equipped with the latest full-size GeForce RTX 20 series graphics for blazing fast gaming performance and lifelike visuals for more immersion. Silent storm cooling separates the CPU, GPU and power supply with optimized airflow, making sure your system stays cool at maximum performance. The CPU chamber even has extra space in the footing with extra fans for even better heat dissipation. Thunderbolt is also present and is faster than ever, with a transfer speed of 40 gigabit per second. Also enjoy 3 times faster charging than before and benefit from the DisplayPort function. Internet connectivities are even better now with improved speed and latency, and to complete the package, Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth are also at your disposal. With future upgrades in mind, the Trident's user-friendly internal design makes it easy to access the memory, GPU and storage. And you can fully customize your RGB lighting utilizing MSI's MEG light for improved aesthetics. For your convenience, here are the main differences between the Tridents. Want to know more? For all other features and information, please go check out the product page, and thanks for watching.
What is up, everyone? I am Brad from iBUYPOWER. Today we're going to be doing a quick unboxing video for one of our desktops. Things to look out for, things to keep track of, what some of the ports and plugs do, and how to control the lighting on your system, things like that. So I'll be opening the system, taking it out of its box, showing you all the accessories that come with it, pointing out some of the ports, and some common things to look out for with your new iBUYPOWER system. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take the system out of its box. Cut the tape here. Okay, so there's gonna be a few things inside you wanna keep an eye out for. We have a quick start guide, accessory bag. This PC comes with a mouse and keyboard. Base. Go ahead and pull the protective foam off the sides of the system. All right, cool. All right, so we got the PC out of its box. Before we take a look too much at the computer itself, we're gonna look at some of the things that we found in the box. First off, we have the accessory bag, the power cord for the PC, that's important, of course. This PC comes with Wi-Fi, so make sure to take a look in your accessory bag. If you do have Wi-Fi antennas, you'll need to screw those onto the PC once we're done. A little user guide for the graphics card. Like I said, any of the parts that come in your computer, if they do come with instruction manuals, we do include them in the accessory bag. You don't necessarily need these, but it's good to keep them, somewhere safe in case you need to refer back to them later. We also have our little card for instructions on how to work the RGB. A lot of these computers will have RGB lighting. There's a few different RGB ecosystems, different control methods. This little card will go through how a lot of those work. The mouse and keyboard, those are pretty self-explanatory. We can set these aside. We also have a quick start guide. Some of the stuff we'll be going over in this video is here in the guide. Just hold on to this. It's got some good information on it, including some information about the ports on the system. And if you do need to back up or reinstall Windows, there's some instructions there as well. Okay, now let's move on to the actual PC. So you'll notice here on the side, there's this big giant warning label. It's telling you basically there's a protective foam insert inside the computer that's protecting the various parts from jostling around during shipping. You need to make sure to remove that piece of foam before you turn the PC on. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the side panel from the PC. Most side panels will come off with a few screws at the back, and then you'll slide it towards the rear and the panel will come off. Set this aside somewhere safe. Most of our PCs do come with tempered glass side panels, so you want to make sure that you're not dropping these or putting something that's too heavy on top of it. Now you can see we have this foam insert. Like I said, you're just going to remove that. Make sure it's not getting caught on any kind of like wires or cables as you're pulling it out. Again, like I said, this is going to support the graphics card. Kind of keep stuff safe during shipping. Okay, so after that, we're gonna take a look at the back of the PC. There's a couple of important things here. All right, so you'll notice two things here. One is we have this big sticker over all of the motherboard ports, basically reminding you that if your PC has a dedicated graphics card, you're gonna wanna plug your monitor into the graphics card. A lot of motherboards do have ports for the integrated graphics for the CPU. By default, those ports are disabled when you have a graphics card. Also, it's a much lower performance type of graphics, so if you're gaming, you want to make sure you're plugging into the ports on your graphics card. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this sticker. Also here, we have a little sticker covering the power plug on the power supply, kind of reminding you the same thing as the warning we saw on the side panel, to remove that foam insert before you plug in and turn on the PC. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this sticker as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the ports and plugs on the back of the PC. Starting here at the top, we have the connections for the Wi-Fi antennas. Not every PC will have these external connections for Wi-Fi, but this is pretty common nowadays. Again, remember to find the antennas that we had in our accessory bag and screw those in there. Below that, we have the legacy PS2 ports for keyboard and mouse. Not every system will have these as well, but it will give you a little bit of support for those older keyboards and mice. Then we have our blue USB 3 ports. There's two sets of those, two here, two here. In between, we have an HDMI port. Again, I mentioned before, if you're plugging in monitors, you wanna make sure to plug into your video card ports, which are down here, because this port will be disabled. On this card in particular, we have one HDMI port and 3 display ports. HDMI and display port are the current modern display cables. Depending on what monitor you have, you may not have one or all of these ports. DisplayPort and HDMI can both be adapted to a bunch of other different kinds of ports. So just keep an eye out. You may need to pick up a special cable or adapter to get your monitor or monitors all hooked up and working properly. Then we have our black USB 2.0 ports, our Ethernet port for wired internet. Here are audio ports for your speakers, your microphone, your headphones. Okay, so now that we've run through most of the connections on the PC, it's time to get everything hooked up and powered on. Some USB plugged in here. And I'm gonna turn it. So we're all plugged in. Now it's time to fire the machine up. So there's a few things that we do recommend you do when you first get the machine started up. Of course, you're gonna have to go through and create your Windows user ID, set up some of your personal settings. But after that, there's a couple of things we definitely recommend that you do. First off, we recommend you check all the ports on the PC. That includes the front panel USB, front panel audio, and all the USB and connection on the rear panel, and as many of the display ports on your graphics card as you can. This will make sure that, in the future, if you do need to expand and, add anything, you don't suddenly run into, a dead port or, something that was loose or disconnected. Just want to make sure everything's working right on day one. A lot of people ask us, what kind of software should I download? Actually, the thing we recommend, whatever game you are hyped about playing or a game that you have been playing, go ahead and install that one right away. Give the machine a good workout right off the bat. You really want to make sure that it's performing as expected. Within the first couple of days, depending on your speed of your internet and how many times you restart the PC may go through some Windows updates, some file indexing, so there may be a few slowdowns right at the beginning, but after all that is done, after you're fully up to date, you should have, pretty flawless performance. There shouldn't be any kind of, like I said, slowdowns, no kind of crashing or freezing, nothing like that. It should work flawlessly right out of the box. If you do have any issues with the PC, make sure to get in touch with our support as soon as you can. Of course, all of our PCs do come fully warranted, parts and labor. So if you have any issues, make sure to call us, and we can work through these things with you. So lastly, of course, you do notice this PC does have some RGB lighting going on. We do get a lot of questions about, how that's controlled. If your computer does come with the RGB quick start guide, you can refer to that. But if it doesn't come with it, basically there's three main ways that RGB is controlled on our systems. The first way, and the most common way, is through motherboard software. So the RGB lighting in the system will be plugged into a header on the motherboard, and you'll use the RGB software that comes with the motherboard to control the lighting. There's four main motherboard software. For ASRock or iBUYPOWER branded motherboards, that's going to be Polychrome RGB. For ASUS, that's going to be Aura. For MSI, Mystic Light, and for Gigabyte, that's RGB Fusion. They give you a pretty good level of customization in terms of what you can do with the lighting in your PC. The second way is through a remote, either infrared or wireless. The remote will have little buttons that you can press to change the color manually. Usually, if the PC does come with a remote, it means that there was no available motherboard header to control the RGB lighting, so we use a remote instead. The last and the least common is a button on the case that actually manually toggles the RGB to different colors. This is usually for more inexpensive systems where the motherboard can't have a RGB header. Okay, so that wraps it up for our unboxing and quick start video. Again, if there was anything unexpected that happened during your PC setup, any weird behavior or things that didn't go as we described it in this video or in the quick start guide, make sure to let us know. Give us a call, hit us up on live chat, social media, whatever, and we'll try to get it taken care of right away. Anyways, again, I'm Brad. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys online.
Hello everyone, this is Jeremy here from CyberpowerPC. Now is one of the best times to invest in a high quality build for longevity. I am sure that many gamers understand the value that is currently on the market as we transition to a new generation of computing power and graphics. One of the things that excites me the most is the fact that many of the components that are being offered today are still powerful and are great investments even after many years of gaming. This is the Gamer Xtreme series powered by Intel. We have a tempered glass panel in the front and another tempered glass side panel on the right side where you can see inside of your case. We have the front I/O on the left side of the case, which has a power button, USB, a reset button, and then of course you have your back I/O that has your USB, Ethernet, microphone and headphone jacks, as well as your input outputs for your graphics card, and then of course the power supply cable so you can power your PC. And then of course inside we have our RGB CyberpowerPC fans that are connected to an RF remote that you will get with your build. So you can turn them off, turn them on. There's a bunch of different colors that you can choose from, different modes. You can change the speed, change the brightness, all from this remote. Now for the components. As I mentioned before, we wanted to have a powerful build that was going to be a great investment. So we decided to throw in an RTX 2060 and an Intel i7-10700F. The included i7-10700F is a part of Intel's newest lineup of 10th gen processors. It comes with 8 cores and 16 threads with a base clock speed of 2.9 and a boost of 4.8. Another thing to note about the 10700F is that it does not have integrated graphics. So when you plug in the HDMI, make sure you plug it in directly into the graphics card and not into the back I/O of the motherboard. This CPU accepts DDR4 RAM with a speed of 2,933 MHz. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later. For starters, the RTX 2060 is a part of NVIDIA's recently completed line of graphics cards. The 2000 series provides a lot of new tech, mainly ray tracing, but also it has DLSS 2.0 image scaling technology, as well as faster memory speeds. This and many additions work together to provide you quality gaming for many years to come. There is a USB port in the back of the card that can be used for USB-C for components like headphones, SSDs, and even some VR functionality. Some final things to note about this build is that it has an additional CPU cooler from Cooler Master, as well as over 1.5 terabytes of storage and 16 gigs of memory. As I mentioned earlier, this CPU supports memory speeds of 2,933 and DDR4 RAM. For more information about how RAM might affect your system, you can check out this video up here. With this rig, you're getting quality components and pricing yourself into a mid-spec gaming PC. This is all with the convenience of being able to order at your local Best Buy to see for yourself how great of a machine this is. Feel free to shop at your local Best Buy or check us out at cyberpowerpc.com. This is Jeremy from CyberpowerPC signing off. Peace!